And it's not only businesses working to rebound from the pandemic, many nonprofits are too. I spoke with the Grand Rapids Civic Theater as they prepare for their 96th season following hardships brought on by the pandemic and how they're making it happen thanks to the support of One West Michigan Group.
I'm thoroughly gratified that we're able to come out relatively in the same place that we went in. You know, we haven't lost a lot of ground.
It's been 15 months since the seats of the Grand Rapids Civic Theater have been filled, but it won't be much longer before patrons fill these seats once again.
When we went into lockdown in March of 2020, we assumed it was June, not realizing it was going to be June a year later.
The Civic Theater stopped all regular in-person performances, halting ticket sales, leading to job loss, renovation projects being postponed, and program cuts, including their widely successful theater school.
I knew that the organization itself would survive. What you don't know is, well, what does that look like?
The theater recently announced its 96th season with an exciting lineup of entertainment, including 3 musicals, 2 plays, and 2 special events.
And it really was a time of reset, I think, and a lot of people felt that way. You know, it was a time of like, well, okay, I normally would be doing these things. Now what am I doing? What's different, and how do I accomplish that?
Helping them reset, Canary Consulting, a nonprofit fundraising consulting firm based in West Michigan. Just before the pandemic, the two were working together on a comprehensive campaign to raise $13 million to support capital, endowment, and programming. But then the pandemic hit, and an additional goal was set to raise $1 million.
They really took a pretty big hit in terms of the, that portion of their annual budget that comes from ticket sales. And so we really focused on trying to help beef up sort of the annual fundraising portion of their annual fund. But also they came up with some extremely creative ways to continue their work.
And it wasn't just the Civic Theater who needed their services. Canary worked with more than 100 clients during the pandemic, raising millions of dollars.
Has there been more fundraising than ever before given the pandemic, or is it about the same?
It's a really interesting question. There was probably a moment of panic, in the very beginning. And then after that, everybody sort of settled in, and some really good tools came in for virtual fundraising.
And it's those tools that are now helping nonprofits like the Civic Theater reopen their doors and welcome patrons once again and bring their performers back home.
But in fact, I think the future is very bright, and it's going to look a lot better when we come back.
And the Grand Rapids Civic Theater, again, is working to raise that $1 million to support the upcoming 96th season. So far, they are about 75% of the way there, and they are optimistic that they will reach their goal very soon. Also, tickets for their first performance since the pandemic are on sale. As of yesterday, it will be in production of the Flat Stanley, the musical.